invoke and invite the presence of Vashti with me. I am clear, open to sharing this body in this moment. Vashti is my guide and my partner. Vashti is here now. Greetings, beloved. This is Vashti. You are in a period of great turmoil. When has that never been the case? You are always facing upheaval and challenges. This period is no different. Every upheaval leads to opportunity for change, for growth, and you are headed for quite the upheaval. When you are faced with this kind of adversity, with this kind of division, your temptation is to point fingers and to cast blame against those who you see as the reason for your problems, as the cause of your suffering. This is part of your human condition. This is part of the game you are playing, the narrative you are telling. But we have been telling you how you have moved out of the age of power and into the era of the heart. In the era of the heart, you are beginning to recognize the kinship of all consciousness. You are beginning to recognize that all are part of the universal one. That includes those to whom you wish to point the finger. You see a future, a possibility, a life that was ripped away from you. And in its place is cruelty and pain and suffering, needless chaos. Yes, welcome to the world. How you respond to this moment is indicative of where you are in your transformational, evolutionary journey. You have the opportunity to respond with kindness. I hear the protests already, that respectability politics does not work, that it only aids the oppressors. I have heard that many times, through many eras of history. That is not what I am talking about. This is not about simply turning the other cheek. What we are saying to you is that when you feel the prick of righteousness, the anger rise within you, and you want to point and say, you are the reason, your hatred, your ugliness brought about this pain. You're not wrong. But when you think you have found where to cast the blame, you have in fact found where to cast the balm. You have found the people or the cause, the problem that is most in need of love, compassion, empathy. You have found a source of suffering and fear. So many of you want to run away from what is difficult or painful. But healing means you must clean out those wounds. You must recognize the wounds so that you know how to heal, how to clean them. That is your opportunity here. Look for who is in the most pain, who is struggling with this era that you have entered. When you do that, you have found how to begin to calm the storm, how to begin to bring stability and foundation and oneness into chaos, into the maelstrom. Where can you find fear? Where can you find anger? Where can you find hatred? And then do not add to it. Do not pay it back like for like. This is not an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. That is not justice. In the era of the heart, you must look at the relationships. You must see the genuine root of that fear, of that pain, of that hatred, the insecurity, the wounds, the trauma, the lies, yes, but it is your responsibility as a member of the era of the heart to examine that relationship and to bring empathy and compassion and solutions and help to reach into that pit and pull others out. This will require you do a lot of work on yourself before you can help others. But you have a pathway ahead of you. And because of the chaos, you have the opportunities to help, to be a shield for others who are targets, and even to turn to the oppressors and offer compassion, to see the frightened children inside them, and to offer comfort and aid. It is not an easy task, but if you do not wish to play in the era of the heart, you would not have incarnated for this moment. You are ready. The work is before you. Let us begin. Hey everyone, I hope you can hear me, and I hope you could hear Vashti despite the torrential winds. I am channeling from the middle of a storm. This is an atmospheric river hitting the coast. I am on the walls of a barricade built during World War II. And it's a reminder to me that no conflict is eternal, one way or another. How we get through the storm is up to us, but it is also up to each other. It is who we cling to in the storm. That is what is really going to make a difference for how we weather this. I'm grateful for you, for other members of my community. I'm not usually forward with my politics on this channel, but I'm sure you can infer from the message how I feel about this election. I am afraid that we are headed into a period of fascism. And I am most afraid for the vulnerable, those who will have their programs cut that they need, those who are looking at mass deportation, being rounded up, interned, possibly. And I am overwhelmed at the possibilities that we might be looking at. And I hope none of that comes to pass, but I think it's naive to think that none of it will. But I needed to reach out to guidance and say, what do we do? What do we do in this moment? I think it's so important how we respond to this moment. And I hope you are finding community. I think for me, that's been something I've been hearing from multiple angles. Therapists, other faith leaders, everyone even people, my loved ones who did not vote the way I voted. It keeps coming back to holding on to each other and community, how we support one another. So whatever challenges, whatever suffering is ahead of us, and this is true no matter where you are in the world, no matter what political regime you find yourself operating under, how we get through any storm is about our mindset, our resilience, which storms give us the chance to build, and who we cling to. The more people I get in my life raft, the more stable it is. The more we protect each other, the more we add to that unified energy. Global conflict has a way of bringing people together. And there's a lot of unrest in the world. across political spectrums and international borders. There's a lot of unrest. The pandemic caused a lot of chaos, and we're seeing the fallout of that. We made it through the worst of the pandemic, and now we have the fallout, the disruption. But that disruption gives us a chance to find new footing. I hope you all find that with me. I'd love to add you to my life raft. I'd love to build something really special with each and every one of you. So thanks for joining me for this message. There are a couple more to come, but just fair warning, I'm going to be taking a short winter break because the weather gets bad and it's much harder to get out and record messages. So I'm going to record a couple more messages, maybe today, maybe the next couple days, to release over the next few weeks. And then I will be taking a little break until early next year, just so that I get a chance to take a little moment for myself and get through the worst of this weather. But thank you for joining me. I hope you'll consider supporting each other. I hope you'll consider supporting this channel. Support the cause in the description. There are so many ways we can make the world a kinder, more connected, more empathetic place, and minimize fear and minimize suffering. So just look for ways to do that. I think there's another message coming that speaks to our situation, and I hope you'll tune in for that. When we hit this break, if you start missing the channel, certainly catch up on messages you missed, but also reach out directly to me. Let's set up a session. Let's talk. Let's bring in guidance and give you some perspective, give you some answers for what you're wrestling with. I do these videos mostly for that, to hopefully connect with you and be able to set up some sessions. So thanks for considering that. I hope you'll keep tuning in. We need each other now more than ever. So thanks so much for your support, for watching. I'll see you next time. This is Daniel Zafer-Joyce for Universal.